After having their three-game winning streak snapped last week, St. Bonaventure is looking forward to returning to the Riley Center court. On Tuesday night, the LaSalle Explorers overcame a 15-point first-half deficit to defeat fellow Philly rivals St. Joseph's. Can the Explorers find a way to win in Olean? Or will the Bonnies show why the Riley Center remains one of the toughest places to play? Atlantic 10 basketball is coming up. From the Riley Center in Olean, New York, Time Warner Cable Sports Channel presents men's college basketball. Today, the St. Bonaventure Bonnies host the LaSalle Explorers. Hello everyone, welcome courtside. I'm Brendan McDaniels alongside Richard Walsh. It's a tale of two teams tonight for St. Bonaventure and LaSalle. St. Bonaventure had their three-game win streak snapped against Rhode Island last week where they struggled. On the other side for LaSalle, they're coming off a huge win against a Big Five rival, St. Joe's. Richard, both teams need this game tonight.
Yeah, big game for both teams. For Bonaventure, I think tempo is the key to the game for them and stopping the inside play of Price and Wright. For LaSalle, they want to take care of the ball, always on the road do that, and then get the ball to Price and Wright, and then their guards really have to defend Hosley.
Let's take a look at St. Bonaventure first. They've had some outstanding play by their junior college transfer, Marcus Posley. He leads the Atlantic 10 in scoring and came off a 36-point career high against Duquesne last week.
Yeah, he's just a terrific three-point shooter. As I said, the guards for LaSalle know that. He came off a tough game there against Rhode Island like the rest of the team, so look for him to get off to a quick start.
We're looking for some home cooking night. Him and Endoy both had a tough go of it at Rhode Island. On the other side, for LaSalle, a huge win for them, but their signature is their defense, giving up just 61 points per game, and they're led by their big guy inside, Jarrell Wright.
Yeah, between him and Price, that's where their go-to players are. He's very tough down there. They're going to pound it inside, and Bona's got to defend that to have a chance tonight.
Both teams need a win to make a move in the Atlantic 10. It's the Bonnies and the Explorers. Tip-off is next from the Riley Center. Just moments away from tip-off at the Riley Center between St. Bonaventure and LaSalle. Brendan McDaniels and Richard Walsh, our entire Time Warner Cable Sports Channel crew, thank you so much for joining us for Atlantic 10 basketball. While we're in the break, Richard, we got word that Marcus Posley will not start tonight for St. Bonaventure. It's a coach's decision. We know it's not an injury, so Denzel Gregg will start in place of Marcus Posley. Here's the lineup. Jalen Adams, the outstanding freshman, and Andell Cumberbatch in the backcourt. Dion Wright, and Yusu Endoy in the front court for St. Bonaventure. This is only the third different lineup change St. Bonaventure has had all season. They've run the same starting lineup for the last 17 games. The only other time there's a lineup switch is when Chris Dees started for Yusu Endoy in game 1. On the other side for LaSalle, Amar Stukes is their point guard. He has been outstanding as a freshman. Cleon Roberts and Jordan Price, the transfer in the backcourt. Jarrell Wright and Steve Zach, one of the top centers in the Atlantic 10, the starting lineup. Mark Schmidt in his 8th season at St. Bonaventure. If he wins tonight, it'll be his 200th career win as you see him rolling on his scooter. He is recovering from an Achilles tendon injury. We'll tell you a lot more about that later on in the broadcast. On the other side, Dr. John Giannini in his 11th season with LaSalle, a very experienced head coach, one of only 2 head coaches in Division I that has a doctorate degree.
Yeah, that's impressive, and he did a great job at Division III rowing, incredible, like 85% win percentage there. Interesting enough with this Posley not starting, and who knows when he'll come in, depending on the severity of that. Look for the Bonnies then to look inside more to Deion Wright. He's a very capable guy to score a lot of points, so I think that's a logical place for the Bonnies to look to.
The 29th meeting between these two teams, LaSalle holds the slight edge. They've been playing back since 1958, just a few years after LaSalle won the national championship.
Yeah, and the great Tom Gola, I mean, the guy had 2,400 points and 2,200 rebounds, doing a little research for the game, and just an amazing career.
Our officials tonight, Kenneth Clark will run the show. Paul Huvenen and Winston Stith will be the umpires tonight as we get set from the Rally Center. We mentioned at the top, LaSalle allowing just 61 points per game. That's one of the tops in the country, and that is the best since their 1950-51 season. You take a look at Mark Schmidt, and the Riley Rowdies are in mid-season form. This is the first time since Christmas break that the students have been back at the Rally Center, so the Bonaventure faithful are expecting a big night from their student section.
Yeah, and I teach at a college, and I know we haven't given any tests yet, so they got a lot of energy there. They haven't been to the library yet. It's interesting, the one referee's name is Stith, and Tom Stith was one of the greatest players here of all time, so I don't know if there's a relation there, but that's kind of an interesting anecdote there.
Well, and as well as his brother Sam was a pretty good player too. Both of them have their numbers retired here at St. Bonaventure. Yusu Endoy and Steve Zach will tip it off. St. Bonaventure and their home whites with the brown trim. LaSalle in their navy blue with gold trim, and we're underway. This is Jalen Adams, the freshman from Baltimore, Maryland. Deion Wright, the swingman, come up and under, and he stepped on the baseline, out of bounds.
Wow, that's too bad, because as we kind of speculated that Wright was going to get it, there was no help defense there at all. He should know better than to go out of bounds there, though.
Take a look one more time, and he steps right underneath that. St. Bonaventure coming in 11-7 overall, 4-3 in the Atlantic 10. LaSalle 11-9, 3-4 in the Atlantic 10. Jordan Price, the outstanding transfer to Zach. Up top, the 3 ball by Cleon Roberts. He has been outstanding from 3-point range this season. Greg, keeps it alive for the Bonnies. Here's Greg, a native of Syracuse, New York, just a couple hours from us here in the southern tier of upstate New York. Greg, up top, resets with 18 to go, not a Deion Wright. The outstanding junior from California. Adams for 3. Off the mark, Zach comes down with a rebound.
Good defensive possession there for LaSalle.
Here's a 3 from Jordan Price off the back iron, no good. Offensive rebound, Jarrell Wright, he can't connect. And Yusu Endoy will pull down the rebound, and the big guy bringing it to midcourt. Wright on the baseline, working on Jarrell Wright. Greg looking for the pick from Endoy. Gets inside, stops and pops his floater. Off the mark, Endoy went up on the rim, and that'll be an offensive goaltend.
Those are the type of plays, though, you can live with. Wright got in there, good penetration. You want Endoy to go there hard. When guards or forwards penetrate like that, you want to go there. And you see him, no one blocked him out here. You like that all night long. Obviously, you want the 2 points, but that's a good sign for the Bonnies.
Amar Stukes, the point guard for LaSalle, had a career-high 7 steals at Rhode Island, short of the school record. It's the most by a freshman in Division I this season. And Price called for the travel, so both teams sloppy in the first minute and a half.
Yeah, and Jordan Price, exactly what Coach told us before the game. he's got a doctorate. He's going to need it in psychology maybe tonight. I don't know if that's what his doctorate in. But Jordan Price does not play under control all the time, and you got to live with those things.
His doctorate is in kinesiology.
There you go. That made a lot of kids at Canisius switch out of the phys ed major. I know that course.
Cumberbatch will take it out. Jay Adams, one of two Jalen Adams on the Bonnies. D goes by Jay Adams. Here's Endoy, top of the key to Greg. Cumberbatch off the dribble, gets in the lane, puts it up, it's no good. And the offensive rebound comes down to Adams. Inside to right, power dribble, layup is good.
Boy, Adams is really terrific player as a freshman, doing all these positive things, but he's thinking pass first. And you can see that the Bonnies are struggling without Posley in there.
Here's Stukes. Going off the pick from Zach. Had him open for a moment, didn't see him. Now they get it back inside to Steve Sack. Sack gets his pocket picked by Cumberbatch, a jump ball. It'll remain LaSalle basketball.
That's a cue for any good guard. When a big man puts the ball on the floor, go down and double down. Zach, though, I'm sure we'll see it tonight, and there we see a picture of him, is a very good passer for a big man. Very good.
He already has 40 assists today, or excuse me, on the season, not today. That'd be some kind of a record. 40 assists for a 6'11 center. That's pretty good. Here's Jordan Price. Now to Zach. Zach looking back door. Stukes took it right off his leg and out of bounds.
Well, that's what we were talking about, Zach. That's a beautiful backdoor pass there. And both teams feeling each other out here. A little slow start.
Bonnies will send it into Denzel Gregg. Jay Adams, the three-time Atlantic 10 Rookie of the Week. He won it last week after having 12.5 points and 9.5 assists in 2 games for the Bonnies. Inside to Endoy. Endoy, the baby hook.
Beautiful entry pass there by Adams. I'm surprised they haven't gone to him a little earlier. And when a big player can turn to his left shoulder like he did there and gets it 6 feet away, it's awfully tough to stop.
And we have a whistle underneath and a foul down low. I believe this will be on Yusu Endoy. And that's the thing with St. Bonaventure. They want to get Yusu Endoy going early against Rhode Island. He had 2 early fouls, could never get into a rhythm, and they really struggled when Yusu Endoy is not a focal point of the offense.
That's a great point. And back down to the offensive side, when he has his feet set, and that's a big problem. A lot of times guards give it to a guy too early, but the last time he didn't, so we'll keep an eye on him.
Here's Cleon Roberts. Roberts getting harassed by Cumberbatch. Inside of Jarrell Wright, and a travel.
You know, one thing I'm seeing here real quick is number 23 there, Cumberbatch. He's being very active defensively. He's created 2 turnovers already just with good hustle.
2 of the best freshman point guards going head-to-head in the Atlantic 10 tonight. Here's Wright, top of the key. Adams trying to look inside for Endoy. Goes baseline, kicks it underneath for Wright.
Beautiful job. They fronted Endoy in the post there, so he took the baseline under control. He's got a great temperament, and that's why he's such a good point guard.
Inside, Jordan Price drives and a foul. This will be on Denzel Gregg. It's his first, team's second.
LaSalle's got to find Jordan Price or right here. They got to get it to their stars here. They're off, obviously, to a very slow start.
Roberts for 3. That one off the mark. Stukes tries to keep it alive and passes it right to Endoy. Bonaventure trying to push. Cumberbatch. And Jarrell Wright was out of bounds when he grabbed the rebound. So it'll be St. Bonaventure basketball.
Cumberbatch forced it there a little bit, but Bonnie's got a good break there.
Khalid Lewis will check in the game. He replaces Omar Stukes. Adams will take it out underneath, gets it inside of the big man, Endoy. Here's Wright, looking for some help. We'll put it on the deck. Jalen Adams, back to the middle, dumps it to Endoy. Endoy didn't take a dribble on that one. Could have easily called a travel, but they'll get the foul instead. The foul is on LaSalle. We'll come back, and Endoy will shoot free throws when we get back. The Bonnies lead the Explorers 6-0. Back in Olean, New York at the Raleigh Center, St. Bonaventure leads LaSalle 6-0 in the early going. Richard, St. Bonaventure all 6 points in the paint, all 6 points coming off turnovers.
Yes, that's absolutely what's going on. When you're on the road, LaSalle has not had a good shot off yet, and 3 turnovers, just unacceptable. The other side, all 3 baskets for Bonaventure. This kid Adams is just a terrific guard. He's not flashy, he's not going to blow by you, but he's got all 3 assists, always under control, so he's very impressive. I can see why he's been the A10 Rookie of the Week, at least 3 weeks, you said, I believe.
He's out of Mount St. Joseph's High School in Baltimore, Maryland, and we had a chance to talk to Mark Schmidt the other day about Adams, and he said he came from a really good high school, had a really good high school coach, and played against great high school competition. His skill set is there. He can shoot, and when you can shoot, he said you're able to create. He said he has a really good basketball IQ, and when you're talking about a young point guard, the words basketball IQ is important.
When you went on that last play, Adams, nice bounce pass there to Endoy, and he caught them in a mismatch, the guards there. So you're absolutely right. When you talk about high IQ, coaches love that. And as a freshman, Mark Schmidt, as soon as he gets off that scooter, I sure he's going to feel a lot better having that young man there. He took an early bad shot. You got to live with that, but to give a guy that young the ball right from the get-go and say, here's the program, that's impressive.
Well, the officials were checking the foul before the break, the one that was called on Yusu, as Yusu Endo is going to the basket. So they called the foul on Steve Zach. They changed it to Zach. So Endo will go to the line to shoot 2 shots.
Yeah, clearly that was on Endoy. I mean on Zach. That was clearly on him, so no problem there.
So Yusu Endo will go to the free throw line, the 7-foot center from Senegal. He's second in the Atlantic 10 in rebounds and block shots. And over the past 4 games, he has shot 19 for 30 from the field.
Well, he's got nice rotation on that for a big guy. I mean, obviously this kid hasn't played a lot of basketball, and he's a potential NBA player. I've been reading about him. So, and I guess he's just a fine young man too. So that'll bode well for him in the next level.
Well, last year at the Atlantic 10 tournament, Stan Van Gundy was doing some TV work, and Yusu Endo caught his eye, and then when he took over for the Pistons, he has his eye on Endoy. So one of the many NBA teams that is taking a look at Yusu Endo as a potential maybe free agent to bring into camp and see if he can stick on. 3-point opportunity by Price, and LaSalle gets on the board.
See, now that time he was under control, set play. You see a lot of times coaches come out of a timeout after they yell at him because they're playing so poorly. Then they say, okay, let's run this play. Nice execution.
We have still not seen Marcus Posley. A late scratch. It is a coach's decision. It's not an injury decision. Adams on the inside, lost the handle, but St. Bonaventure will keep it as Marcus Posley now will check in the game for Denzel Gregg. So his discipline was 4 minutes and 55 seconds.
Sometimes that's the first TV timeout, or you have something like that, you do that. Again, this Adams, for you young kids out there, he does a great job. I'm talking about number 10, of changing his pace. He doesn't go at the same speed all the time, and that's why he's so effective.
Well, Posley comes in. He's the Atlantic 10's leading scorer at just under 18 a game. And Posley has his hands on the basketball right now. A long 3-pointer off the front iron, no good. Endoy keeps it alive. Cumberbatch keeps it alive. Great job of Bonnies to hustle to keep that ball alive. Adams to Endoy. The 15-footer's no good. Rebound down to Jordan Price. Price up ahead to Roberts. Roberts loses the handle. It is off of Adams, so it'll remain LaSalle basketball.
That was a good leak out there and Price keeping his head up. That was a good job. I don't think that's here we see it again here. Nice hustle here by Adams.
Here's Price, top of the key. Off the mark. Adams will run down the rebound, and back come the Bonnies.
That's the kind of shot that got me out of coaching. Just not a very poor shot selection.
Well, on both ends as Adam takes the long 3 in transition. Looking inside to right. Draw right, working on Endoy. Double comes down. Up top to Price, top of the key. Off the back iron, Zach keeps it alive. Now over to Lewis. Back inside to right. Right. to Price. Nice cut inside. Can't get the finish, but the tip in goes in.
Yeah, that was a very good cut. Like you said, we call that an NBA cut. Everyone's watching the ball, and Price just drove hard there to the basket and got a nice feed there from
Right for the layup and the ball.
Yeah, he as we said earlier in the telecast, he's going to be their go-to guy here until Posley can warm up a little bit, and he beats you off the dribble real nice there. He's a tough matchup for a four-man, and here we see beats him off the dribble and going to his right. That's easy stuff for a guy of that quality.
Well, the team calls Deion Wright the worm because he slithers along the basketball court. You saw an example of it right there as he finishes the three-point play, and the Bonnies are up by 6.
Great start for Bonnie, and LaSalle, luckily they're only down 6, 2 possessions in theory.
Lewis gets in the paint, now brings it back out. He'll pop the 3, knocks it down.
That was impressive. He kept the dribble the whole time there and knocked it down.
Well, both baskets for LaSalle are three-pointers. They have now shot a three-pointer successfully in 767 games, dating back to March 6, 1989. Adams for 3 now. He airballs that one right into the hands of Zach.
Yeah, that's not his game. He's got to get that, penetrate a little bit and see what he can find better than that.
Lewis almost lost the ball out of bounds. He resets, working on Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch is doing a really nice job defensively.
Zach picks up his dribble, now dumps it off to Jarrell Wright. Chris D's in the game now for Endoy. He's covering Wright down low. 8 on the shot clock. Price trying to break his defender down the dribble. Stops and pops and knocks it down.
Well, you can see the talent he has, and that one he had to do it. So he's their go-to guy when their shot clock is winding down like that. That's a nice luxury to have.
St. Bonaventure led 8-0. LaSalle has come back to tie it up at 11. Adams coming off the screen to Cumberbatch. He stops and pops from 18 off the mark. Zach with another rebound.
Yeah, we were saying how fortunate LaSalle was only being down 2, and then sure enough, they hit 2 threes there.
Here's Cleon Roberts. His 3 is no good. Wright wrestles the rebound away from his teammate. Here's Posley. It's only his second touch of the game. Posley drives, kicks it out to Cumberbatch for 3.
That was very pretty, very pretty. Posley, of course, is a scorer. Everyone collapsed on him, and he had, again, I love this speed that these Bonner guards play at. They're quick enough to get into the paint, but they're under control to make a very solid pass.
Well, one question mark for St. Bonaventure coming into the season was who was going to step up at the guard position. They had Charlon Cluth and Matthew Wright last year. It's a lot of points and a lot of leadership they lost. But Posley and Adams have been outstanding so far this year. Here's Posley from way downtown. Off the mark, no good. Kept alive by Dees. Zach comes up with it for the LaSalle Explorers.
That was an NBA 3 there, but he obviously can make those.
Zach gets triple team. Roberts on the backdoor cut.
That's what we talked about, Zach. When he gets it, everyone knows he's looking to pass, so they cut more effectively. Some guys, you never know, they're never going to pass.
Dees off the mark. Chris Dees, the senior from New Mexico Junior College. Only shoots about 31%, probably not the shot they were looking for on that possession. 10.5 to play. St. Bonaventure leads by 1. Inside to Wright, gets in the air. Roberts wide open 3, no good.
Wow.
Deion Wright grabs the rebound. Here's Cumberbatch for 3 now. That one's off the mark. Zach with another rebound.
I think this is the pace, though, Bonaventure wants. They're just not making those shots. But that was a good look there for Cumberbatch.
Well, usually for LaSalle, when they can keep a team in the 60s, they'll win those contests. When it gets up in the 70s or 80s, that's when LaSalle has a lot of trouble. Looking inside for Zach. Gets double teamed. He gets popped by Andel Cumberbatch. And we'll have a timeout on the floor. We'll take it as well. 9:50 to play. St. Bonaventure leads by 1. 1-point lead for St. Bonaventure halfway home in the first half. St. Bonaventure started the game 3 of 7 from the field. They're 2 of 10 since then. Dion Wright leads the way. They're 3 for 3 from the field, a couple rebounds. And Richard, he was one of the guys you mentioned. When Posey was sitting early, Dion Wright needed to step up.
And he has. The trouble is they're 1 for 7 from 3. And as you mentioned, Bona went 2 for 10 that last 4-minute break here we had at the last TV timeout. And conversely, LaSalle went 5 for 10, 50%, 20%. You got the score tightened up here. But again, Wright has got to get it. And then Adams is 0 for 3 from 3. He's a 36% shooter, so you look for him to knock his next one down, get a little more comfortable.
John Giannini's crew has pulled themselves back in after they dug themselves into an 8-0 hole to start the game. Inbounds comes into Cleon Roberts, the transfer from Georgia Southern University. This is DJ Patterson in the game for the first time, the senior from Minnesota. Khalid Lewis. Back to Roberts. Roberts looking for the screen. Roberts will pop from 3. Off the front iron, no good. Denzel Gregg with a rebound as he comes back in the game. This is Akeem Alston. He's a junior from Dunbar High School in Baltimore, Maryland. He spells Jay Adams. He'll reset the offense for the Bonnies. Gets a pick from Endoy. Now we'll get a pick from Dees. Gregg inside looking for Dees. Nice closing speed by Rohan Brown, who just came into the basketball game.
You got to throw that higher to the board there. You got to lead him and just throw it about 9 feet high, and then he's got an easy layup.
Lewis with the drive. Gets fouled on the floor.
Yeah, I think Alston got him there on the drive. LaSalle seems to be having trouble with their half-court offense here. Here we see on the drive, he got him right there. But LaSalle, when they have to get to their sets, they don't seem very comfortable, and Bonaventure's doing a nice job making them take a late 3 in the shot clock. And other than Price, I'm not so sure LaSalle can play that game.
Khalid Lewis, the redshirt junior from Trenton, New Jersey, started his career at Delaware. A 62% free throw shooter. Knocks them both down, and LaSalle takes their first lead of the game, 15-14. In the lane, Posley.
Not much you can do about that. That was great defense there by Roberts. Posley just made a good shot. That's why he's one of the better offensive players in the A10, probably in the country.
Roberts called for a travel. Dion Wright and Jay Adams come back in.
That drives you nuts as a coach, where you do. I call it the cha-cha-cha. You don't put your pivot foot down quickly enough, and then off you get a bad travel there. Let the game come to you a little bit.
Alston gave Adams a quick breather. He's back in. Endoy up top. Bounce pass right into the hands of Cleon Roberts. Lewis tried to break the ankles of Denzel Gregg, almost did it to himself, trying to do it again. Kicks it out to Patterson. He gets inside. Cleon Roberts outside for 3.
That's that penetrate and kick offense, and you wait till the ball sees you. The second guy penetrated. Roberts timed it perfectly. He kicked it off to him.
Gregg gets in the lane, gets fouled. And that'll bring us to our media timeout. 7:49 to play. LaSalle has taken their first lead of the game, 18-16 over St. Bonaventure. 18-16, LaSalle leads St. Bonaventure at the Raleigh Center in Olean, New York for Atlantic 10 basketball.
Jordan Price here, looking there at the graphic here. One thing I've noticed that Bonaventure coming in this game was pretty low on the totem pole with three-point field goal defense. And already tonight, 12 three-point attempts by LaSalle. And they're shooting a little bit above their average. So that obviously is part of what they said. Look at, we think we can get some threes. They don't defend it, talking about Bonaventure as well. And they're attacking that.
St. Bonaventure has struggled a lot this season defending the perimeter. Here's Posley, gets his defender in the air, gets inside. Endoy, one dribble back out top to Adams. Adams will reset the offense with 20 on the shot clock. Here's Dion Wright to Endoy. Endoy for the long jumper, rims in and out, no good. Greg grabs the rebound, and the Bonnies will reset.
Yeah, and the Bonnies had a little bit of a rebounding advantage coming in here overall, so they're very active on the boards, and that drives the coach nuts when you give up those second chance opportunities.
Here's Posley off the pick. Sends an air ball. Jarrell Wright comes down with the basketball.
All's well that ends well for LaSalle. They got away with giving up that second chance.
Pass inside, and the shot is blocked by Greg, but they'll have a foul.
Yeah, excuse me, but now we see Bonaventure kind of extending their defense. Good counter here. So they come out and guard you. Let's take it to the hoop here, and he paid the price here. But that's what you want to see defensively when someone attacks the rim. You want to make them pay for it. I call that fouling for profit. It's a layup is about 98%. Foul shooter, depending on his percentage, 75, give or take. And he made the first one, obviously.
Cleon Roberts has now made a three-pointer in 15 of the last 16 games. He's sixth in the Atlantic 10 in three-pointers as he makes both. And it's now a 4-point advantage for the Explorers.
Yeah, he didn't start the first 12 games, and he's come in and he's done a really nice job the last 6 games for them.
Adams looking inside for Wright. Wright backs his defender down. Nice little hook in the paint.
That was the best offensive possession the Bonnies has had in a while. And again, no surprise, you got your best passer throwing it to your best interior player.
DJ Patterson with the basketball. Now here's Zach. Lewis looking for the pick. Decides not to take it. Now he'll back off. Zach keeps coming out farther and farther for the pick, and Lewis didn't take it. 8 on the shot clock. Now he tries to take it. Zach outside to Brown. Shot no good. Endoy grabs the rebound. Posley moving in transition. Inside to Wright, and he gets that one swatted by Cleon Roberts.
Well, he's going to hear about that from his buddies in the locker room when a guard swats a 3-man, 4-man. He's got to go up stronger here. Nice pass by Posley, but Wright just kind of took it for granted, and Roberts came over there, did a nice job helping out there.
St. Bonaventure will have the ball coming out in the corner. 27 seconds on the shot clock.
And we talk about pace of the game, and this is the pace and we were talking about that LaSalle wants. They're keeping it, this is a 60-point pace right now, and that's good for LaSalle.
Adams hands it off to Wright. To Greg, inside. Shot's no good, he gets his rebound and he's fouled.
Yeah, again, Bonnie, when someone penetrates, that's an opportunity for you young kids out there to think, okay, I'm not getting the ball as much as I want. I always tell kids, you can get as many rebounds as you want. So here we see the penetration. Right behind him, he comes in. He actually got his own there. Zach came over. That's 2 on Zach, and that's going to hurt LaSalle.
Denzel Gregg misses the first free throw, the native of Syracuse. Did his prep work at St. Thomas More, did his high school at Bishop Grimes High School.
Yeah,
I say that because I went to Bishop Grimes High School.
That's interesting.
2 elite Bishop Grimes alums in the same building.
Well, the other thing is St. Thomas More, my old coach, Nick McCarchick, coached there. And he before he came to Canisius College, he was at Providence with Dave Gavitt, and that was kind of a feeder program for a lot of good Providence teams. So that's interesting.
Here's Jordan Price for three, drills it again.
Well, again, we're talking about these threes, taking a lot of them. He's the type of kid, no, 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 yes. You got to just live with what he does.
Price has 11 of LaSalle's 23 points. Right inside, pump fakes and gets it in the second chance.
Again, Adams just, I can't emphasize this enough for the young kids watching out there, and I'm talking about that young man, Adams, number 10. Just get in that lane under control and change your pace, and you're going to get good things happening. Nice.
Pass on the inside, and Greg will pick up his third foul of the first half.
You know what, though? That's a good foul. I mean, otherwise, Wright's got easy 2 points here, so it wasn't his fault. Wright was doing what he's supposed to do.
So Jarrell Wright will go to the line shooting 2, the senior from Parsons, Kansas.
Yeah, Coach Schmidt will take that foul every time. Like I said, that was Wright's job to get over there. I'm sorry, Adam.
First one is no good. Wright became the 9th Explorer to score 1,300 points and grab 700 rebounds in his career when he accomplished that on January 14th. He's now 14th in LaSalle history with 762 rebounds. He's second in the program history in field goal percentage at just under 56%.
That's amazing, and I don't think they're getting him the ball enough tonight. But he's a good rebounder. He'll get a few of his own, and like he just did there.
LaSalle leads by 4. Inside to Endoy, puts it on the deck, kicks it out to Posley. He thought about the 3, now get in the lane. Out to Adams. Adams decides not on the 3. Now Posley will take the 3. That one is an air ball. It's second one of the day. Jarrell Wright grabs the rebound. Here come the Explorers.
Yeah, and Coach Giannetti here is saying, hey, listen, slow down. We got the pace we want. Let's get a good shot here.
Jordan Price stops and pops for a long 2. And that one gets lodged above the basket. You don't see that very often.
No, and that's about 12 feet high. I don't think anyone here, sometimes it gets stuck underneath the rim, and a lot of kids can go get that. That was not a good shot by Jordan Price, though. Makes for an interesting discussion there on getting that ball down.
Well, you see everybody walking away. The last person in college basketball I can remember they could get that is a kid named Tony Scott who played at Syracuse long ago. Rumor was they used to put quarters on the top of the backboard right where that ball is laying, and Tony Scott could pull quarters off the top of the backboard.
Well, now they got to. Now they're gonna. It's almost like a pool shot here. Can you get it?
They're gonna allow Endoy to do this.
I don't know if Endoy has experience doing this. Oh,
there
I guess he does. Wow.
He'll show you, Richard.
Well, it only took him 2 tries. I thought I was at the fair for a minute there. You know, kind of a game there on the side. But getting back to the action here, Price took that shot a little too early here. Look for the Bonnies here to go inside to Wright or kick it out here to Posley. Posley's going to hit one of these threes. We know that. He's just not handling this little discipline very well so far.
St. Bonaventure just 3 of 11 after they started the game on an 8-0 run. Here's Endoy. Goes to the lane. Takes the shot, it rims out, but he'll go to the free throw line.